There are people who, the moment they enter a room, shift the energy in a way that bends the rules of time. Their presence alone disrupts the logic of aging. It doesn't matter what their ID says or how many birthdays they've had, their energy tells a different story. It's not just about smooth skin or the absence of wrinkles. It's not just the way their body moves or how their eyes shine. It's something much deeper, something that can't be touched or easily defined. It's an inner lightness, a subtle frequency they radiate, a soul that hasn't been worn down by the years, but rather refined by the wisdom they've gained through them. And you can feel it, you can see it, it becomes undeniable. People might raise an eyebrow and ask, "Wait, that's your age? Are you serious?" And they mean it. It's not just a compliment, it's genuine confusion, because something about you breaks the expectations people have about what aging looks like. But deep down, you know the truth. It's not about genetics, it's not about strict diets or elaborate skincare routines. There's something else at play, something that no mirror can fully reflect. It's about inner coherence, a spiritual alignment. It's a way of being that nurtures you from the inside out, a life lived from the soul outward, rather than from appearances inward. Carl Jung once spoke of the path to individuation, the journey toward becoming whole. It's not a journey for the faint of heart. It's a process that strips away masks, confronts inner wounds, and eventually brings us face to face with our truest, most unfiltered selves. That kind of living purifies the soul. It detoxifies your very essence. And as strange as it may sound, that process has a physical effect. Because when people age rapidly, it's often not just biology, it's disconnection. Disconnection from who they are, from what they feel, from the life they wish they were living. They start to conform, to please others, to chase expectations, to fit into molds they never chose. And in doing so, they abandon parts of themselves. But those who appear ageless, who carry that unmistakable spark, they've made a different choice. They've chosen to remain loyal to their essence. They've chosen inner truth over outer approval. And that choice leaves a mark, not just on their spirit, but on their body. When you live in harmony with yourself, when you stop dragging the past behind you, when you stop resisting the present moment, your biology responds. Your face softens, your eyes brighten, your energy becomes lighter, your mind no longer clings to bitterness, and your soul begins to heal and regenerate in ways no cream or workout ever could. Many believe that what ages us is simply the passage of time, but really, it's the weight of time that does the damage. It's the unspoken griefs, the silent regrets, the emotional baggage we carry year after year. It's the roles we force ourselves into, the masks we wear for so long that we forget what our true face looks like. It's the soul that forgets how to play, how to laugh freely, how to love without keeping score. Jung once said, "We do not grow old from the passing of years, but by deserting our soul." And he was right. The soul doesn't age. The soul doesn't wrinkle. The soul doesn't grow tired. And when you live from that place, from your soul, you can be 50, 60, 70 or more, and still radiate the same vitality you had in your 20s. It's a different kind of youth, one that others can sense, even if they can't quite explain it. It's a magnetic force, a silent glow, a quiet confidence that doesn't need to prove itself. You walk into a room and people feel it. They may not understand what it is, but they know it's rare. They know it's real. This obligation and started living from authenticity. And you can feel it. even if others can't quite explain it, even if they can't find the words. Some people unknowingly express their healing through their face, their body, their presence. They carry lightness, not because life has been easy, but because they've chosen to stay open, even through the pain. These are the people who bring peace into a room without saying a single word, who look at you with a kindness that holds no judgment, who seem to glow with something different. It's not youth, it's presence. Carl Jung spoke of the self, not the mask we wear, not the roles we perform, but the deep center of our being, the integrative core of the psyche. And he said, we access it not by pretending, not by escaping who we are, but by turning inward, by becoming honest with ourselves. When we get closer to that core, something within us shifts. We don't just feel younger, we remember who we really are. The soul, when listened to, beautifies everything it touches: your voice, your energy, your body, your way of walking through the world. People who seem younger than their age are often those who truly listen to themselves, who take care of their inner world, not out of fear, but out of love, who don't abandon themselves when life falls apart, who don't become hardened when things hurt, who, instead of shutting down, open wider because they've learned something profound. They've learned that real aging doesn't happen in the body, it happens in the spirit. And when the spirit is awake, it doesn't matter how many years pass, your light stays alive. That light, when it flows freely, even rejuvenates those around you. It's as if your soul, by shining, reminds others that they have a soul too, that they've simply forgotten. And that is a gift. So if you've ever wondered why you seem younger than others your age, maybe the answer isn't in your skincare routine, or your diet, or your DNA. Maybe the answer lies in your story, in how you lived it, in how you healed it, in how you refused to become bitter. Maybe without realizing it, you became someone who inspires, someone who reflects what so many have forgotten: that the soul does not age, that true beauty is a state of being, and that time can only take from you what you willingly surrender. But if you hold on to yourself, your truth, your presence, your light, then time becomes your ally, not your enemy. And you, just by being, become a living memory of something sacred. That real youth begins within and never truly fades. There's a quiet secret carried by those who seem to glow with youth, even as the years pass. It's not something found in creams or routines, nor in the desperate chase for time. No, it's something deeper, more profound. These people have learned the art of release. They no longer carry the burden of needing to please everyone, nor do they bend under the weight of others' expectations. They have stopped dragging along the guilt handed down through generations. At some point, they looked inward, really looked, and made a conscious decision to let go of everything that was never truly theirs to hold. Because growing old, in its truest sense, is not just a biological process, it's an emotional act. It's what happens when we let fear pile up like unspoken words in a room we refuse to enter. It's what happens when we treat resentment like a collection of trophies, polished and preserved, rather than healed and released. Aging happens when we refuse to change, to feel, to soften. When we close ourselves off to life's flow, its mystery, its movement. But those who appear younger, who seem to carry light in their eyes and ease in their step, have chosen a different way of living. They have chosen lightness, not because life has been gentle with them, but because they have mastered the quiet strength of not carrying what weighs down the soul. They have learned, sometimes painfully, sometimes slowly, how to let go of what does not help them grow. And that choice, often invisible to the eye, but unmistakable to the heart, becomes a kind of inner alchemy. It softens their energy, lightens their presence, brightens their aura. Carl Jung once said that no one becomes enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. And when a person dares to face their shadows, not with judgment or fear, but with compassion, something changes inside. The energy shifts. The heart becomes less guarded. There's a new kind of softness, a deeper kind of brilliance. It's as if every shadow embraced becomes a window, polished clean, reflecting a more honest soul. And this transformation doesn't go unnoticed. You can see it in the face, in the way someone moves, in the calmness of their gaze. There are people who carry a light that doesn't flicker, a presence that doesn't fade, a kind of beauty that can't be explained by symmetry or age. These people are not performing. They are simply living from a place of truth. And truth does not wrinkle. Truth does not age. Perhaps this is what real spirituality looks like, not the kind that seeks to ascend above life, to escape or transcend, but the kind that dives into the very heart of experience and reshapes it from within. This is the spirituality that forgives the past, that smiles at the scars which no longer sting, the one that chooses over and over again to live with awareness, with softness, with care. That kind of presence doesn't demand attention. It doesn't have to. When someone walks into a room with that kind of alignment, everyone feels it, even if they can't quite name it. It's the kind of youth that doesn't shout, because it already knows how to listen. And then suddenly, you realize looking young isn't an accident, or a lucky genetic lottery, or some divine favor. It's the outward reflection of an internal alignment. It's the echo of having said no to resentment, to rigidity, to judgment, to guilt, to the fear of being fully, unapologetically yourself, and having said yes to the things that bring life to your spirit: emotional freedom, forgiveness, authenticity, kindness, curiosity, laughter, and the kind of silence that doesn't feel empty, but full, like a warm embrace from the universe itself. So if someone looks at you and says, "You don't look your age," don't just take it as a compliment about your skin or your appearance. Hear it as something deeper, a sign, a reminder that you're on the right path, that your soul is speaking honestly, that when the soul expresses itself with integrity, it can even transform the body. And if you're not there yet, if you still carry the weight of old wounds or fears, know this: it's okay. There's no expiration date on healing. It's never too late to begin again, to soften the hardness inside, to return home to yourself, to reconnect with the soul. Because in the end, true youth isn't something we lose, it's something we forget. But the moment we remember who we are beneath the noise, beneath the masks, beneath the stories we were told to believe, youth comes rushing back, not as a number, but as a state of being, a quiet radiance, a gentle power, a living truth. Sometimes it's not about how many years you've lived, but how much you've healed, how much you've let go, and how much light you carry within. The youth you see on the outside is often a reflection of the spiritual work within. Thank you for reading this far. If this video touched your soul, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and join me on future journeys towards self-knowledge. Leave me a comment. Has anyone ever told you that you look younger? Do you think your soul also vibrates with that energy? I'd love to hear from you. And if you know someone who radiates that spiritual youth, share this video with them. Sometimes a small message can be a great mirror. See you soon. And remember, true beauty is that which never fades, that which is born from within.